Hi everyone, and welcome to its Chow Time Travel Edition. This is part 2 of my trip in the fall in which I went to Taiwan and Japan. So this is the Japan part. So I flew to Japan from Taipei, so it wasn't that far. It took about 3.5 hours to go from Taoyuan Airport, which is near the northern part of the island of Taiwan, to Narita Airport in Tokyo, which is near the center part of Japan. I didn't really do much that day when I flew in, other than just walk around the area where my hotel was. I was staying in the Ginza area in Tokyo. It was also pretty close to Tokyo Station, which is the major hub for for most of the transportation in Japan. Very quiet in Japan in general. It's just part of their culture. They believe not disturbing others, not disturbing the whole environment, so they don't like to cause a lot of noise or make noise that could disrupt someone else's disrupt them. The thing is true, a lot of the toilets do have the bidet where you can spray your butt. And it has all the buttons on the side, and you can adjust how strong the jet is, or if you want it to be warm, etc, etc. The next day I took the bullet train to Kyoto, so it's about 2 to 3 hours from Tokyo to Kyoto using the bullet train or Shinkansen. In Kyoto, that first day, I actually stayed in a traditional Japanese inn or ryokan, this was a resort too, and this was really nice. They were very hospitable for sure. They picked me up from one of the stations, the nearest station, in a private car, and yeah. They took my luggage up to my room. While I was waiting to check in, they gave me matcha tea and cake. This one I specifically picked this, and it's called Suisun Resort. They gave you a yukata that you can kind of indoor robes, night robes that you can wear around the resort, and that you could pick out which one you want to wear, what color, and it was very, very nice. This is a place I splurged on because I definitely wanted to have it. I wanted to have experience everything, including hot springs or onsen, and a kaiseki dinner, which is multi-course dinner based on seasonality. So I got all this, and as you see in the photos and the videos, this place was really nice, and it was really good. I would suggest, if you can, try to go to stay at least one night in this type of resort or traditional inn, just because it's just so peaceful and relaxing. My place had living room, which had a smaller living room, which had a TV. Also, it had a bedroom with a TV, and there were you usually have a fridge with drinks inside. Those drinks were all free, and there was cold drinks when you got out of the hot springs or the baths, and those were free. And there was ice cream in the lobby, and that was free too. And this is amazing. So my multi-course dinner, I'm just gonna go over it quickly. So I had seaweed salad type of starter, and then I have which I didn't get a picture of because I ate it too quickly, and then I had crab soup, and then there was some sushi, and then there was this mackerel sushi, which is like a traditional Kyoto specialty, which is where it's kind of like it's pressed in a mold as opposed to like, you know, just the piece of raw fish on some rice, which is the, you know, Edo style, which is the nigiri that people typically know. And then we had some more fish, fried fish, some fried shrimp, raw fish, but if you couldn't catch the theme. Then I had a duck soup with some greens, and then I had some fish with rice and a seaweed soup, and then for dessert it was a chestnut tart with pear. So yeah, this place was awesome. In the morning I had this crazy breakfast. Again, multiple dishes. I'll go over them quickly. There was yam potato salad, there was pickles, some mushrooms, different sets of greens, as well as, you know, a whole thing of salmon, and miso soup, and chawamushi, which is a egg custard, and yogurt. So the next day I left the resort and I went to a hostel in Kyoto, and that's where I stayed for the rest of the time in Kyoto. And I went to a couple of places. I went to Nijo Castle, which, you know, is like castle, and it has 2 moats, and these, you know, crazy gates, huge gates, and there's even this, you can have like an outlooking across the city, or where that part of the city. Basically walked around this castle that day, and then for dinner I got beef udon with some shrimp tempura and an egg. They had a heat lamp bar where you could pick and choose as much fried food as you wanted, so tempura, croquettes, etc., for you to add to your meal, and then you ordered your, you know, udon soup with whatever main meat would have on it, and then afterwards you can add some more toppings to customize it, and then they just tally up your price based on your meat bill, based on like what toppings you picked, if they were like kind of the more premium items like an egg. And this was a really like quick fast food type of joint. Next day I went to Kiyomizudera temple, which is this famous huge temple grounds in Kyoto. It's huge. There's as you can see, there's tons of, you know, pagodas and gates. It's big. They even have overlooks the area. You have a nice view of the city. This temple has this giant and extended wooden platform, so you can like kind of like have a nice good view. Shrines in Japan, they have like very big on like fortunes, superstitious and fortunes. So you know, you get these fortunes at these temples, so you can like so you're hoping for like good luck in certain areas, like luck in love, or luck in grades, or luck in life, or money, etc., etc. So you like buy these, you can get your fortune told, and then if you have a good fortune, you keep it with you. If you have bad fortune, you tie you tie it to a tree. These are like paper like slips. These lover stone. It's basically two rocks 300 meters apart, and if you are able to walk from one stone to the other with your eyes closed, you know, you'll find your true love. It's also kind of like a proverb type of thing, because like on the side it also says that, you know, it's hard to find true love on your own, so you sometimes need help from, you know, friends or people around you. So the goal is, you know, as you're walking towards the other stone to find true love, you have your friends and people around you to help advise you and guide you to your true love. Nice, isn't it? Not like more fortunes, like based on like water. If you drink from these certain spring water, you'll get like, you know, love, marriage, fortune, etc. I also went to Fushimi Inari Taisha. It's the very famous red gate shrine. It's known for all these red gates or tories, and you walk up these stairs, and you're walking up the Mount Inari, and there are just tons of these gates just built, and you're walking through, and I think you're supposed to, well, when the monks did it, they would be reciting, you know, things while they're walking their way up. But it's really cool. It's really nice. It's quite a hike, by the way. There's fox themes everything, because Inari is fox. So I even got Inari sushi there, so it's, you know, Inari sushi at Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine, you know, a little tongue-in-cheek. I also got some meat skewers, which were really good. They have a bunch of street food stalls off to the side, outside of the shrine. And then I went to an arcade at night, and I just, you know, their arcades are crazy. Like, they have all sorts of games, from like rhythm games, like Dance, or, you know, you have to like motion games where you have to like complete the motions that has, or they have like all sorts of, you know, Pokemon, all sorts of different, you know, card games, fighting games, all sorts of crazy arcades. And for my last day in Kyoto, I basically kind of took it easy, because the hiking of Mount Inari kind of took me out. So this day I basically just kind of chilled, tried to do some souvenir shopping. I bought some of this Hatsu mochi, which is like, so, you know, mochi normally is round, and it's like the gelatinous rice flour and with a filling inside. In Kyoto, I guess the specialty is it's like this folded one, so it's like basically you just like fold over instead of being round, it's like triangle, so you basically you have a square and you just fold it over. And in Kyoto they also have like this cute info, like video of like characters of like having like ninjas being the mochi. So, and I also went to the silver shrine, Ginkaku. It's the smaller shrine. It has a, you know, like brother shrine called the gold shrine, which is, you know, a little bit more bigger. But the silver shrine is really nice. It has like a really nice Japanese garden. It's very peaceful and beautiful. It has this like rock garden. They even have this dome of sand that is just pressed together. It's pretty interesting. For dinner, I got katsu, which is you know, fried breaded pork cutlet, and this was my favorite meal. I had it was, you know, you poured sauce over it, you got tea, it came with some pickles. The salad was like there's dressing with kind of like a citrusy dressing for your cabbage, and you got rice and miso soup. This was a really good meal. The next day, on Sunday, I actually went and visited my friend Ross in Hamamatsu. He lives there and works and teaches English. I don't have a lot of footage because I was spending time with him and hanging out and just catching up. But Hamamatsu is really cool. It's kind of known for like a music city. A lot of music companies were founded around the region, around the area of Hamamatsu. I left Hamamatsu on the bullet train again to go to Tokyo and spend a couple days in Tokyo before I ended my trip. In Tokyo, I went to the Tokyo Metropolitan Building, which is just this huge government building, but it has a really nice view of the city. Unfortunately, when I went, it was cloudy. And of course, when you leave a place, it has like the best weather, of course. Like it was completely clear when I left Japan. But yeah, they had it has a really nice view of the city. There's a lot of Olympic stuff because the Olympics are coming up next year in 2020. I also went to Yoyogi Park in Tokyo. Yoyogi Park in Tokyo is it's random. It's a huge park in this middle of Tokyo City. You could kind of compare it to Central Park in New York City, but it's a huge park. And I also went to Shibuya Crossing and saw the Hachiko dog statue there off to the side, and I even have some video of the crazy Shibuya Crossing, which is featured in a lot of film and movies. It's a crazy four-way intersection. There's huge skyscraper buildings with all sorts of ads and screens playing. There's not nearly as many people because it was nighttime and it was also raining in my video, but it's still a lot of people. For dinner, I got gyudon, which is meat, cooked meat over rice, and I popped an egg on top to go with it. Or they gave me an egg to pop on top to go over it with it. The next day, I went to Tsukiji Fish Market, which I guess I shouldn't really call it this fish market anymore because they moved. I got sushi, of course, the nigiri, and here you can see I got some really nice ones like salmon roe and eel and 3 different types of tuna, including the super nice Otoro fatty tuna, which was very, very tender. Today, I also went to the Pokemon Mega Store in Tokyo. It is huge, and this store, the Mega Pokemon store, is in this mall type structure. There's actually like 4 buildings all kind of connected together, and it's on one of the floors, and there on other areas there's even like an aquarium somewhere. Really big fan of Pokemon, and there's a lot of here since I went in the fall, there's a lot of Halloween themed stuff. Tokyo Station has a couple of floors underground, which are just full of stores and restaurants, and I just got ramen at one of the restaurants, and then that was it. I had soba before I left Japan. I got chicken tempura with soba, and that was basically my trip to Japan. So that was a crazy trip. It was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would love to go back, and I probably will go back at some point. I just don't know when. If you want to, please leave a like on this video, subscribe. There will be another travel video coming up because I have a few more planned this year. One of them being Houston, so look forward to that. This was It's Chow Time Travel Edition. If you like what you see or would like to see something else, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time on It's Chow Time.